Hello, and welcome to my review of the 2011 Hyundai Sonata Turbo SE. This car is powered by a 274 horsepower turbocharged four-cylinder engine that makes 269 foot-pounds of torque as well as 1,750 RPM. That gives this car a relatively impressive acceleration to 60 from 0. About 6.2 seconds, between 6 and 6.2, depending if you have Eco Mode on or not. Eco Mode will have the acceleration pretty much castrated to over 7 seconds in terms of your 0 to 60. The engine produces a decent sound as you accelerate. The engine produces relatively low amounts of noise at highway speeds. It's actually indiscernible from background noise and wind noise at the higher speeds of the vehicle. Now, the reason why wind noise is relatively high in this car versus other cars in its class, this car is also considerably lighter than other cars in its class as a result of not having sound damage. So if, wind noise is a bit of a pet peeve rather than efficiency and overall performance, this might not be the car for you. Now, that relatively powerful engine is backed by a 6-speed automatic. This 6-speed automatic has 2 modes of shifting. You can leave it in automatic and just drive away, or you can use the tap shift, which works either at your center console. You move the stick over to the left, you tap it up or down, or you can change gears, or you have paddle shifters behind your steering. Now, other controls in this car include cruise control. You can control the radio on the steering wheel. You can control your phone on the steering wheel. We'll get to that in a minute. You can also control the car's trip computer. The trip computer is a nice little thing to have. It gives you fuel economy as well as your average speed, timer, obviously trip counters as well as your odometer and other pertinent sets of information. The gauges are relatively aesthetically pleasing. The car is started with a push to start rather than an actual key. The key stays in your pocket and works by proximity to the vehicle. There is a button on each of the front doors which allows you to unlock the car without removing the key from your pocket. It's a nice little feature to have. The radio itself, like I said, I'd get back to the Bluetooth. The radio itself has Bluetooth, XM satellite radio, MP3 CD capabilities. There is a Bluetooth connection for your phone. Like I said, there's also a USB port which you can plug a USB drive full of MP3s into and allow you to play them as if they were all one massive CD, which is kind of cool. The radio is, at least right now, I've got the base radio in here instead of the touchscreen navigation. This also includes slightly lesser speakers and a slightly, just not as good of a radio as you would get in the Limited or if you got the upgraded radio package. But I opted away from it because I didn't want the touch screen controls or the sunroof. Now, just below the radio, I do have an automatic climate control system. You basically just set the temperature, forget it, the car does the rest for you, even selecting where to put where to blow the most air, which is kind of cool, especially because the car figures out what the humidity is and determines when you need to defrost as well. It's kind of cool. It's not, again, not the best because sometimes it doesn't fully understand what exactly is going on around you, but it does the trick. You also have a clock and temperature readout. The temperature readout is your external temperature. Right now it is 61 degrees Fahrenheit outside in this wonderful state of North Carolina. And all in all, I gotta say, the car is very comfortable. The seats themselves are cloth center with leather appointments. I chose those instead of the Limited with the full leather seats because, again, I am in North Carolina and summers do get very hot. If you are up north and you like the heated seat option, you'd probably be better off getting the Limited. It is a much more comfortable car. You still have the same amount of headroom, legroom, hip room, etc. in both the SE and the Limited. Another notable difference between the two is the SE, which I'm currently in, has a much stiffer suspension than the Limited Edition, which is much more geared toward comfort and luxury. But the Limited also has a bit more body roll and does not handle as well as the SE. Another thing to consider is the limited edition does have heated rear seats as well for the people who are sitting in the back. This car definitely takes into consideration every individual sitting in, not just the driver. It's kind of nice, especially when you're driving a few friends around or you're taking a long road trip. For a daily driver, you know, I personally like something that's a little more centered around the driver, but personal preference. Now, the other thing that's really cool about this car is it has a HomeLink mirror. This was another option. The HomeLink mirror is auto-dimming for when somebody comes up behind you with their brights on, or just if you have the sun behind you or something similar to that. It also has garage door openers as well as a compass. It's kind of cool to have. Wondering what direction you're traveling, you just kind of look up and you have that for you. Now, what most people ask me about this car is, what do you think of the reliability? So far, so good. I got the car with 6 miles on it February 19th of last year, specifically 2011. We're in 2012 now. Coming up on February again, so almost a year that I've had the car. I've put 12,560 miles on it, and all in all, I got to say these were some pretty reliable miles. You know, it's a great car, and I've had one issue so far with the transmission. The manual control of the transmission has gone out, but that's as a result of an electrical glitch, mostly attributed to the fact that this is a first model year. And to be honest, Southern States Hyundai of Raleigh have been absolutely instrumental in solidifying the fact that they've just basically proven to me that Hyundai is for real. They've remedied the issue on each occasion that it popped up, and you know what? They did it quickly, they did it efficiently, they didn't try to screw me out of any extra cash. All in all, a good dealership experience. When I was purchasing the vehicle, you know, low pressure, good experience with the sales personnel there as well. So again, if you are in the area of Southern States Hyundai in Raleigh, I definitely recommend them if you have the opportunity. And all in all, I have to say, great car. If you're looking for a daily driver that gets decent fuel economy, I mean, personally, I'm averaging 26 right now. I get between 24 and 37 miles per gallon, depending on whether or not active eco mode is on. And last but not least, you know, it performs decently. Would I purchase this one after my lease? Probably not, but that's also because I've got my sights set on a Hyundai Genesis. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, or if you want to see any more of my Gary's Mod videos, they're few and far between because I have been quite busy, but if you want to see any more of my Gary's Mod videos or any further reviews, go ahead, subscribe, like this video, let me know in the comments what you think. I've been rambling a little too long, so I'm going to let you get going so I can go have some dinner. Have a good one.